Hey everybody, what's going on? How you doing? Let some folks get up in here. How are you? Facebook, no, Instagram Live. This is how crazy my day is going. I called it Facebook. I meant Instagram. What's going on? Philly cream cheese in the building. Jose Rivera in the building. My very special guest. Let's see who else is in here. We're waiting for people to get in. Justin Hammy is in the building. What's going on? Jose, I see you. I'm about to put you in like 2 minutes. My man, Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler in the building. Lynn Public School. Shout out to Lynn Public Schools, the first school district to do Orlando Baxter and Friends, which is now on their 9th school district. What? We will be doing Memphis Public Schools, Shelby County Public Schools in Memphis this Thursday, as well as Metro Nashville. So we doing it big right now. What's up? Ramble is in the building. You know, I'm just reading your screen names. I can't really tell. My brother, Mr. James Goff, very funny comedian out of New York, is in the building. Shout out to my man, James. I hope you guys all went out and voted today. Got your vote on. I voted today. Doesn't matter who you voted for, as long as you did go out and vote. There were a lot of people voting. It was cold as hell out. Why they always got all these old people working at the voting booth, looking for your name and stuff? It takes them a long time. We ain't got all day. Come on. It's cold outside. You know what I mean? And the COVID's out there. So it's kind of scary. You got all the oldest people. They can't even work the tech. Let me stop talking about my precinct. Voting precinct area. There's some old people in there. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, we have a very, 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 very special guest today on School Tales with Orlando. This guy is 3-time world champion boxer. I want to say welterweight, middleweight, light middleweight, welterweight. I think he's 2-time. He'll tell you. This guy is from my hometown, went to the same high school, one of the nicest guys, one of the just great human being. I'm about to bring on my guest, Mr. Jose Rivera, the Worcester legend, the boxing legend. So you guys stay tuned. This is going to be a great episode. I can feel it. I'm about to connect with my brother right now. I've been trying to get him on here for ages, and I've been messing up. Jose, I see you. I'm about to add you. I'm waiting for the connect. How's everybody else's day going? You guys all vote? Carlos Sanchez. Jose, my brother.
Not Orlando.
What's going on with you, man? You get out there and vote today?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. As soon as I got out of work, first thing I did was went and voted.
Where's your precinct? Were the people old in your precinct?
That's in every precinct, man.
That's in every precinct.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, like, they ask you for the address, and it takes them 10 years to look it up, man. And I'm like, God damn, I could have voted 3 times already before you got me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man.
It is what it is. Jose, it's an honor to have you on the show. Thank you so much. You know, I've been trying. I've been messing up sometimes. Like I say, you are a legend in my eyes. Listen, when I was in high school, you were a legend. You were a legend then. When I went to South, I was so bad when I went to South, you had gone. You had moved on. I think you had turned professional the year I went to South.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But how's life treating you right now? I seen the post about Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah. But that's the Oscar De La Hoya will be the only reason why I come out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'm just staying in retirement.
Otherwise, you're just staying in. But that's the fight you want.
That's the fight I want, yeah.
See, I seen you training too. You're looking good. You're knocking all the rust off. Like you're getting ready for this, right?
I'm getting ready for 2 reasons. In case I get the phone call, and I got to stay healthy. You know, I just got to maintain my conditioning. You know.
No, hey, listen, that's the right mentality to have. You're putting the positive energy out there. I would love to see that fight because I would love to see that win. I would love to see that win, and I believe 100% it'll happen if it does happen.
Oh yeah.
but how difficult is it to get back into shape after these years?
It's hard. It's
I
hard.
bet.
Your body is stubborn, doesn't want to lose the weight as quick.
Yep.
But it's a mentality thing, you know. You got to be disciplined, you know, and you got to stick to it. Then you'll see the results. But you know, it's to be motivated at at this age.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm inspired. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I remember maybe about 4 years ago, I went to Camp Get Right. I
Yeah.
went to Kendrick Ball's gym, and I said, yo, I want to do some training, boxing. And one day, I lasted one day, and I said I walked out of any. Obviously, I'm older too, but I walked out of there, and I realized. But I knew this from before, but from being around, you, Rocky, Rashad, Ray, I always knew like your workouts are harder than any other sport workouts there is. Like it's not even close to the same.
Yeah. The full body workout, man.
Full body workout.
Body workout.
And yeah, Kendrick had me working hard, and I kept dropping my hand. He was slapping me in the head. I'm like, yo, this is the first day, bro. Like, this is not what I signed up for. I want to get trained. I want to get hit though.
Right.
So, School Tales. I don't know if you know much about the show, but basically we talk about school. We talk about your favorite teachers. So that's probably the number one question. First question I always ask. Who was your favorite teacher coming up, and why?
So, quick background to get to my favorite teacher. I lost my mom when I was 10 years old.
Mm.
Uh, at that point, I just gave up on life. And me and my brothers and sisters were all separated. There was 5 of us.
Mm.
I ended up eventually, after being moved around and stuff like that, I ended up living with an aunt. And I was done. I was
Mm-hmm.
done. I given up and stuff like that. And they signed me up to Brookings Elementary in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Mm.
No longer there anymore. The teacher's name was Mrs. Ethier, and I'll never forget her name. And I've been through middle school, high school, and I've forgotten all those teachers' names. You know what I'm saying? But this teacher I never forgot because she wouldn't give up on me. You know, she saw I was a lost little boy in her classroom, but I wasn't a bad kid. You know, I just was checked out. You know, and she wouldn't give up on me. You know, and every day, she did a little note on my desk with stuff. And no, I hope you have a good day. And it just, she was just out of her way to make sure that I, you know, that that I knew there was a life for me out. You know, not I had checked out, like I was done. I gave up on life, and I didn't care. And and she reached me. She was one of the first teachers to reach me, stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope.
This is the
Now, Mrs. Ethia, now have you ever got to talk to her when you became a professional and you
so
graduated from school? Did you get a chance to?
one time I got back and visit her, and she can see how
Oh,
stuff like that. But this was before, she knew I was boxing, and I was working at the courthouse, stuff like that. But it was right before I skyrocketed and stuff like that. But I think she was just happy to see, that
yeah.
doing good, and I was following my dreams, and I was just living the life that I wanted to live and supposed to live, and and didn't check out. Ended
Oh,
up
that's it.
in jail or something.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Like that's I think one of the things about being a teacher, like you don't realize the impact you could have on somebody. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily like the subject matter sometimes, like, or what you taught them. Is the fact that you show them that you care.
Right.
And and I would say this, I've had a lot of really good teachers, but when I went to South, and I met guys that, I had Frank Walsh, and I had Donna Gibbs, Miss Gibbs at the time, and Jim Miller and Lee Hall and Miss Erisy. Like I just had a bunch of teachers that they were great teachers, but it was the way that they talked to me, the way that they treated me. They treated me almost like I was their little brother,
Right.
and they weren't gonna let me get away with shit, and they were gonna hold me to their expectation, a high expectation, and I'm so grateful. Like I was at Burnco, I love Burnco, I loved all those Valley kids I grew up with, but when I went to South, that's why I got so much love for South, which we are both alumni of.
Alumni South High, baby.
There we go, baby. Them Colonels all day. That new building, that new school's gonna look crazy too.
Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, I've been. I every once in a while. I haven't gone in a while because since COVID and everything like that. But I live in the area, so I was just driving by, check up on the latest and stuff like that. And actually, my daughter is a freshman this year, and
Oh wow.
gonna be going to South High and stuff like that. So
She's going to the new one next year, right?
yeah, she'll be going to the new one next year. But right now, she's doing the virtual learning. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy time right now for everyone. You know what I mean? Wait, let me ask you a question because I don't know, and maybe you might know. So if you're a boxer, and at the point in time where you couldn't go into the gym, are people training remote training like I'm just standing there with a bag like this, and the dude's just at home, or you're just doing it on your own? You got to train on your own.
a lot of times you train on your own, but a lot of times trainers and fighters are training together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't know this as well. Like South High, I think it was at the time, it's probably one of the newer high schools, but the way it was designed, it was just like poorly designed. It was not energy efficient. It was probably we literally had classes in big cubicles.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And if you just imagine, if you think about it, like how difficult and how distracting things are. All you had to do was peek over the cubicle to call your friend. We didn't have no doors or anything inside the thing. It was complete madness. But we learned to survive in that environment.
Sometimes you could be just sitting at your desk and you could hear your friend right next to it.
Yeah, man. South was man. I love that school. I loved it with a passion. So let's go to the next question. Next question. What's the funniest thing you ever witnessed while you were a student? Like, everybody has at least one story that when they think back on their days and that thing that made them laugh, every time you think about that person or maybe that incident, you just start cracking up because you was like, man, I don't know why I was a kid, but it brought me to tears just thinking about how funny the incident was.
And school in general or at South High?
In school in general. If you got a South, give me the school in general, and then give me the South High.
South High, when I went to South High, I'll say I was there my senior year, graduated in 91, so 1991. And, it was all about my schoolwork. And I was new to Worcester when I moved. I had only lived a year prior and stuff. So I was just I was quiet. I was to myself, and it was just about, I wanted to get out of there because I want to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Go to school, hurry up, I want to get out of there. I just want to go to the gym. So, I didn't really have, I had some friends, stuff like that, but I was more to myself when I was on South High and stuff. The only one that I really, was really close to at South High at the time was Bobby Harris, who was my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
He actually lived when we both went to South High.
Oh, you guys lived together? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like I said, Bob's mom passed away a year. But I think it was the same year that my mom died or a year before. So he was also an orphan and stuff like that. And I was 16 years old and he was 17 years old when we were roommates and we lived together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Two legends. Two Worcester legends.
I can tell you some stories about that,
That's my guy. Shout out to Bobby Harris, man.
So, but school-wise, how many funny stuff has happened in school, I'll tell you one incident. I was in Puerto Rico, and this is one of the times when I was going back and forth, and I was in Puerto Rico. And in Puerto Rico, you have to wear a uniform,
Mm-hmm.
But I was used to going to school out here, so I had my jeans and clothes, and I was very particular how I dressed and stuff like that. I didn't like the khaki yellow uniforms. And so when I went to went to the class, the teacher right away tried to, I won't say disrespect me, embarrass me, tried to embarrass
Mm.
me in the class, stuff like that. And I just ignored him and I sat down on my seat. And he kept on and he kept on. And this was at the time before that teacher had reached me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I was angry. I was an angry child. And boy, he got me so upset that I just got up and took a chair and threw at him and walked out.
Damn. Damn, you must have really loved them jeans, man.
No, it's not about the not about the
I
about
know,
the
man.
yap me.
It's too much.
Yeah, just like, oh man, listen, I'm new to the school. I'm gonna get the uniform. I'm gonna get the, let me get to class. Let me get adjusted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's so fun. So what happened? What happened when you threw the
So
chair?
they call your parents. My dad at the time I lived with my dad over in Puerto Rico. He lives out there.
Yeah.
They called and they talked about importance about being in uniform and about you know
Not throwing chairs.
throwing chairs. And then they allowed me to switch, class from that teacher. We weren't getting along, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's over. It's done after that point. When you
After,
get a thrown chair,
yeah,
someone
that
throws
just
a chair at you, you don't
that
want to be in class anymore.
that teacher was like, I don't want that bullet class anymore.
Yo, so what I've been I grew up around Latinos all my life, man. And so growing up as a kid in Great River Valley, I would always hear stories about Puerto Rico. And as an adult, been very blessed and fortunate to be able to go. And only like Old San Juan and everything, but
That's
still, like the vibe and I always have a good time. Like the last time I was there was right before COVID, which is
oh,
a weird story. Cause
you
I
want
go on the cruises and we fly out of we fly into Puerto Rico, then cruise from Puerto Rico, hit a couple islands, come back to Puerto Rico. But the last time I was there, I had like the whole day. And just the food, and it just brought me back to Great River Valley growing up, the food, the dancing, the music, like just walking through the park, there was a big crowd of people dancing. I posted a video of me, like the older people, they were showing us how to dance. I was terrible. I was embarrassed by myself. It's like I had two different chancletas on. One was heavy and the other one was light, and I was out of rhythm, I was out of source. I'm like, I'm better than this. But yo, it's such a beautiful island. What part of Puerto Rico are you from?
So from my mom's side of the family, they're from Caguas, Puerto Rico, and
Mm-hmm.
then that side of the family are from Corozal. So it's kind of mid of the island, stuff like that.
Okay.
Cagua more closer to San Juan than Corozal is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful. Like I've only been to San Juan. Hopefully, the next time I go there, I'll be able to like explore the
You want
island
you want to
a
go
little
in?
more.
Go in.
I want to go in, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I definitely got to go in. But I had, you know what I had that I hadn't had in years when I got there. I had the canepas. I like the canepas, man. I had them. I had a good time. It was good, man. Like Puerto Rico's a beautiful island. So anybody out there listening, watching, go when you get a chance. Beautiful
Great,
island.
great vacation spot. Great vacation spot.
Yeah, unbelievable vacation spot. Now the name. Here's something that I didn't know, but I knew, but I didn't really think about the name. Your nickname, El Gallo, right? Am
Gallo.
I saying it?
Yeah.
Gallo,
Gallo. Yeah.
Gallo, the rooster.
Rooster.
See, I knew that.
Yeah.
Why the name? Who gave it to you?
So when I lived in Puerto Rico, when
Yep.
I was my uncle used to train and fight roosters. So
Mm.
Puerto Rico, it's legal.
Yeah.
The cockfightings.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys know, there's also some states in the United States where it's legal, like Florida.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Pensacola, Florida. Roy Jones Jr. is big into cockfighting.
Okay.
So in Puerto Rico, I was fascinated by watching my uncle, and so I started learning the craft with my brother and my cousins and stuff. And and before you know it, just training them. And but it was more of, it was one of our roosters who are, so the basically the mantra of the rooster is they fight to the death.
Mm.
So every time every time I was in a fight, the guy across from me is gonna know to
Just what
the,
I'm willing to do.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, listen, hey, I've been to one. I think I forgot you had a match in Worcester. This had to be, damn, it was early 2000s, man. And I've never been in a, like, the boxing atmosphere is unlike, to me personally, any other atmosphere like in sports. I've been to basketball games, I've been to football games, but boxing is the only one where everybody has like a pretty good view of everything going on. You're not like, you go to a football game, they got you down at one end zone, your team never scores, you're just like this the whole time, the neck is going this way. Or, basketball is pretty decent, but still you'd be like way up in the bleachers. Boxing, man, like, but it's the energy of the crowd, bro. Like,
Crowd, man.
it's unreal.
If you
It's
can
unreal.
get the crowd into the fight, it just
Mhm.
makes it magic. You know what I'm saying? Makes night
Yeah,
magic.
yeah, and it's the crazy thing is like the closest thing that's kind of like almost equivalent. Like when I've been to, like, I never went to like a wrestling match, a professional wrestling match,
Right,
and it's like WWF, like, or
right,
WWE now. But you
right,
know how the crowd gets, they're
right,
into it, they're going crazy. But
right.
even boxing is it's more intense than that, because it's like after every punch is ooh ah, like it's nuts. And I
Well,
was in Worcester when you won the fight. I forgot what fight it was you had in Worcester where you won. This was like, this is early 2000s, maybe.
yeah. So in 2005,
Mm.
I Louis Colazo WBA welterweight world championship at DCU, and then in 2006, I fought Alejandro Garcia from Mexico at the
Yes,
DCU
that's the
contest. So,
one.
yeah,
Yes,
so
I
that one
remember. I had great seats.
fight live main event on Showtime. The 2006 one when I won my third world title.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let them know who's that. Third world title. Nah,
Three.
that's like I said, that's probably one of your fights. Being at that fight was probably one of the best sports experiences that I've ever had, just growing up, like in my life, period. Like I just remember that. And I remember Worcester going so crazy. It was in 2006 when you won. Like
Yeah.
to win in Worcester, man, that was major, man.
Insane, man. That's just insane. It's a great feeling to win in your hometown, to win a world title in your hometown,
World
especially
title.
when you move. Especially when you move to Worcester at 16 years old, and
Yeah.
you walk by the DCU Center, and you say to yourself, "One day I'm gonna fight here for world championship."
Yeah. It's
Because
amazing.
before that, some of my idols fought there. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler.
Mm.
So I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, like I said, you are like a super legend in Worcester. If there's like a top three in my eyes, you're 100% one of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, what you've done, like in terms of like putting Worcester on the map, you were, to me, one of the first that I've seen. Like just being like a kid in high school and like just knowing you personally and knowing like the friends around it. Like you were like you were gigantic to us, man. You're like a big. You were the superstar before it
Thank
even like, and then you watch it happen. So thank you for being like an inspiration to like everybody in Massachusetts, New England, like holding it down, man. The legend itself, you know.
Well, I also thank you guys, especially my friends who always knew that I was just Jose, no matter how much I accomplished and no matter how
Mm-hmm.
big it got. What I'm saying, I was just always Jose.
Yeah, yeah, you always been like that humble, just humble, good dude, man. And that's one of the things I love about you, respect about you, and because you could really, you don't have to be like, yeah. I know if I was three-time world champ, I don't know. I'd be like, yo, where's my whatever? You know what I mean? I'll be walking around with my head would be like big as hell. You know what I mean? But last question. So you gave a funny story about Puerto Rico. What's your funniest story that happened at South High?
South High. Um, Funniest story. I mean, we had a lot of laughs. I could say I had a lot of laughs. South High to me was my senior year was really fun because it's when I learned that if you have all these credits, that you can actually get out of school early.
Yeah.
School early, and go to work and do what you wanted. So
Yep.
I love going to school for just a few hours and then get
And
out
then
of there,
bounce at 12 o'clock.
bounce. Go to work. After work, go to the gym and then go home. But you know, my time at South High was good. It was fun. I had no issues, no problems. Teachers were good. It's like my time I had 2 years in Worcester at the school system in Worcester, and I could say it's nothing stick out where, a teacher, were not
Oh, I think we locked up for a second. Hold
good
on.
with the students or, not good with teaching. It's always been, I had a good experience, man. Maybe also more because I was more mature to absorb it. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't care and I didn't like the
Yeah.
teachers and I gave them a hard time and stuff. But Worcester was good, and um, just it was fun times. I like joking around at the shop class and the wood class and making stuff and it just gym was the best. I was the
Oh
A
man,
student in gym.
listen, gym class was the best at South. They didn't care what you
Yeah.
did. You had that big, remember they had the big curtain that they pulled in the middle? And you just be on the other side doing your own thing. You're not even caring what's going on in class.
A lot of students while you're in gym class, a lot of students were in corners, doing other stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Under bleachers, yo, South was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a crazy school. I loved it, man. I loved it. That's probably the only school where like even when I was sick, I'd be like, nah, I'm going in today. Because there was always something that was gonna happen and I
Well,
didn't want to miss out.
just remember when I went to South, I lived on my own. Nobody
Oh
had
my God.
school.
Yeah.
I got up early in the morning to go running, go home, take a shower, and take the bus and go to school. So I didn't have to go to school. But I wanted that because I made a promise to my mom that I would at least finish high school. So
Yeah, look at you. See, you were mature. You were mature back then. There's no way I'm going to. I live on my own at 16. That's crazy. With Bobby? Come
yeah,
on, man.
that was crazy.
Yeah, Bobby at that time? Come
Oh
on. I already know.
yeah, exactly.
See, so I got a lot of teachers that watch this show. Like, if someone wanted to be a teacher or someone's currently a teacher, what kind of advice would you get them to kind of connect better with students? Like, what are the qualities you think a good teacher has?
I think it's very important, and I always think about Mercedes when I talk about this, is that a lot of times you may see a child that looks like he's trouble or causes trouble or is mouthy or stuff like that, but a lot of times try to connect with your student. First try to see if you can peel those guards that they have and see if you can penetrate inside his heart and figure out what it is that makes him tick, because a lot of kids have issues, underlying issues from back home, and when they come to school they don't want to be there, and they don't care, and a lot of teachers view that as, I'm not going to waste my time on the kid who don't care. I'm going to focus on the kids who care because it's not fair to them. you
Mm-hmm.
know don't give up on that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on him. I mean, eventually time will tell you this kid is too far for you to reach him, but But I mean, if you can change a child's life, it will change yours, because the teacher will feel that they have made a difference. And it's not about teaching them the maths and the spellings and the history and stuff like that. It's about connecting with them personally. Like I have a teacher now who was a substitute at that time, and he was such a good, and not just at his job, but connecting with the students, that to this day, me and him text each other. And,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
what's
we
up.
we've gone to basketball games together and stuff like that. And I only had him for a short period of time, but became friends afterwards. But not basically because he was a genuine good person.
Hmm.
And a lot of teachers get a bad rap that they're only there for a paycheck, and and stuff like that. But a lot of these teachers are hard working teachers. A lot
Yeah.
of a lot of students take that for granted.
Yep.
Connecting with a student, for me, it's a much more powerful than teaching them something that they didn't learn before. Because I think you're able to teach them more if you can connect with them.
Hmm. No, I agree. I agree 100%. Like I was an in school. I was a history teacher at first. That's what I'm certified in. But I got a bad memory, so it didn't work out that well. But I was in school suspension teacher, and a lot of teachers used to always say, like, Orlando, why do you want to be in there all the time? And I said, listen, this is an opportunity for me to connect with kids that really need some attention. And I always felt like, to this day, I still speak to tons of former students. And yeah, I agree with you. Like that connection, that like those teachers at South made me feel the importance of being kind of like a big brother to a lot of students. And I took a lot of those qualities that I saw in them, and I applied that to myself when I was dealing with students as a teacher. But Jose, is there anything that you want to promote right now? Is there anything that this audience is watching, that if they watch this and they tune in, do you got something going on? Is there anything that you want to tell the people about you, or you got a website, a whatever?
So for the last 15 years, the only thing that I've been involved with, I'm passionate about, only because I it affected me personally. So a quick story. I was in Las Vegas, and the day before one of my fights, I was just for the number one. It was an HBO card, and number one ranked champion title contender. Um, the day before the fight, I ended up in the hospital. I
Mm.
was dehydrated. I had acid reflux. I had the flu. I mean, it just crashed. And the doctor told me, had I waited a few more hours, my heart would have given out. So I
What?
was like, I was like, how could this happen? And eventually, after tests and stuff like that, basically what I ended up learning was that my nutrition was not the was not the best. Now I
Mm-hmm.
grew up on my own. Nutrition is not wasn't the top priority. So it just goes to show you, you can be an athlete, basketball, football. You're a product of where you come from. And if you raised in the streets, and that's your what that's what you're gonna grow up with. No matter how famous you become, and no matter how rich you become, that's what you're bringing with you. And
Mm-hmm.
so my nutrition was not that great, and then so I ended up learning about the importance about nutrition. But the most important thing that I learned, that is, if you're an athlete and you work out hard, you train hard, that the most important thing your body requires is nutrition to recover and to benefit from the workout, and not pizza, not McDonald's, not you know
All the crap.
those other crap. So I learned that the hard way. My body started breaking down, and eventually, doctor introduced me. This doctor introduced me to nutritional company that I've been involved with for 15 years.
Mm.
And I have them. I have, as a network marketing business, I've been with them for 15 years, but more so for the products. So like I don't, you know, I let people know that I'm involved with the company because I want to help people. I'm passionate about it, but I have a full time job. I'm assistant chief court officer in Dudley District Court, and then me and my son have a promotional company that we run that we haven't been able to do this year because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But when things get better, we can get back to running, promoting boxing events. But I say the most thing that I can help people and is the most to me is sharing them with the my nutritional company, USANA Health Sciences, that I've been involved with for 15 years, and changed my life. More so not for how I benefited from the nutrition, but more so as it's taught me the importance of living a life that now, to me, that the legacy that I want to leave behind for my kids is that, you know, I want them to grow up healthy and to be able to aspire to live their goals and their dreams, but they can't do that if they're sick and
Hmm.
diabetes and all these heart conditions, stuff that a lot of us minorities suffer from.
Yeah.
And by them learning that, then they're going to teach their kids, and then they're going to teach their kids. To me, that's important that I teach my kids that at a young age, you know, and lives I can help. Then
So if people wanted to get that information about the program, is there a way you can maybe text it to me later, and then I'll put it on the page as well?
sure, sure. And they can also I'll text it to you later and stuff like that. The website is called championsofhealth.usana.com, USANA.com.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
text
sounds good. Well,
it. Yeah.
Jose, thank you for being an unbelievable guest on the show. I appreciate it. I know you're a very busy man. So to take the time to talk to me means a lot.
Anytime.
I love you for it, brother.
Keep up
Take
the work.
care. And I'm gonna get on the phone and I'm gonna start texting people. We're gonna get you that De La Hoya fight. And and
Here
and
we go.
I want to see it happen. All right, brother. Take care. Love you. Be good. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Keep up the good work, man.
Yep.
All right.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to School Tales with Orlando. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to my man Deshaun. I see you over there, Deshaun Minton, with No High in the in-house. And shout out to everybody that watched. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Go to OrlandoBaxter.com if you want to check out some dates and other stuff like that. And make sure I'll have that information up about Jose once this is over. But I have a great rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.